Saludos, saludos, gente. Greetings. This is more of a test. This is the first live that Caterina and I are attempting to do on YouTube. Just getting acquainted with the how-to, and we're gonna use the subject that we talked about this morning on Facebook. We're going to do it in English this time for the English-speaking people. Maybe we'll throw in a little bit of Spanish in there. So for those of you that it's the first time connecting with Roots to Sovereignty, welcome. Our intention here with our channel is to empower people, share information, share knowledge on how to regain. We're all born sovereign. Sovereign means king. It means no one rules over you. You are king. So we're here to share our experiences, what we're doing to reclaim our sovereignty, and what we're going to be doing in the near future. So part of being sovereign, and a very important part of being sovereign, is to be, let me see what the word is, to be self-sufficient. It's not that you want to be alone. It's not that you don't want help. It's that you are in a position where you do not rely primarily on the government, is what I'm talking about. Okay? Most people don't understand that they're in a mode of slavery. This system that has been forced upon us from birth. There's a lot of things we can talk about as far as that goes, that you are a slave because you are a corporation, but we're not going to get into that right now. Just suffice it to say, if you're curious about what I just said, look into your straw man. There's a lot of information out there on what the straw man is. And so here's my wife.
Hello.
Caterina. As I said, this is just a test run. It's our first live here on YouTube. We're trying to figure out if it would work, because Caterina had told me that she didn't think it was going to work on her Chromebook, but it seems to be working fine. So what we talked about this morning on the Facebook Live, and we did it in Spanish because we're located in Puerto Rico. Not right now, but our
Home.
Our home is well, our home is planet Earth. Well, it's not even planet, it's a plane, okay? But we won't get into that either, because there's a lot of things that we can talk about here. Yes, we are flat earthers. We don't believe, we know that the Earth is flat. Mm-hmm. That's why we call it a plane. But anyway, we live on planet Earth, but we live in that little island called Puerto Rico. And that's where we're carrying out our self-sustainability effort. Mm-hmm. From growing our own organic foods to not owing anyone our abode, our home, to having our own water system, water collection system, rainwater. And we also use, is that spring water? Manantial?
Mm-hmm. Fresh spring from the mountain.
I don't know if it's spring because it comes from inside the mountain. Let's call it mineral water. Mm-hmm. Mineral water. We have two places that we identified that we go once a month, and we collect mineral water. Mm-hmm. The rest is rainwater, which we use for our plants and other and for bathing. We can even use it for cooking. We filter it, but we prefer to use the mineral water. So part of being sovereign is being self-sustainable. Again, it's not being alone or rejecting help, because we are trying to form a community of like-minded people. We are not religious, by the way. We are spiritual, right? We're just spiritual beings experiencing this, what we call life here on Earth.
This experience in this earthly plane.
Yes, it's an earthly plane. Thank you. So that's what we're doing. We'll be posting more videos. There are some videos here on our channel that will show you what our crops, how they're going. Right now, we're not there, but we have someone taking care of our crops, watering them. We're going through a dry spell right now. It's been over a month that it hasn't rained, so we had to collect about 300 gallons of rainwater and leave it stored close to the crop so that my goddaughter could come over and water the plants every other day. So hopefully it'll rain soon, because that water is gonna we're gonna run out, and at that point I'm going back. I got to go back, but hopefully I won't have to go back before we were planning on me going back. So
Also, part of being self-sufficient is not being involved in any type of, I guess, system that has to do with, like, for example, the financial system, the medical system, trying not to go to supermarkets for anything. It's all part of it. It's doing your own thing, and like it was back in the day, really.
yes, like it was in the olden times. We say that we've progressed. No, we have not progressed.
Mm-mm.
We have devolved. They have made us reliant
Yeah.
on the government. They have lied to us about many things. Like, one thing that comes to mind is the fact that they're making you believe that you need a driver's license to travel in your automobile, which is a right that you have, that no one can take away from you, and much less charge you a fee to do so. That's just one of the things. There's others, like paying income tax and all this other stuff,
And
that
permits and other types of licenses to own a business or do all kinds of things.
So that's what we consider being sovereign, is completely doing away with government, because government just means to control your mind, and we're not going to be governed anymore. So in particular, what we talked about this morning on the live, I keep saying it, was if people are paying attention to the writing on the wall. There's a religious context that goes with that writing on the wall. We won't go into that, because I say we're not religious, but there are nuggets in there that we can use in our favor sometimes. So the writing on the wall that most people seem to just ignore, the majority, I'd say that 99% of the world population is not paying attention. Let's say 99% in the United States is not paying attention. And it's the financial issue, which is nothing new. It's been going on for over 150 years. They've been messing with the financial system. The crash of the 1930s was orchestrated. Every crash, the housing bubble of 2008, that was orchestrated by them. So if you're not paying attention and you're not moving into a situation to where you will be able to provide your own food for yourself, collect your own water, particularly water, because you can live quite a bit on water alone, right? You can go without food for quite a bit, but without water, you won't go very far. So if you're not growing your own foods, if you're not looking for a way to find a source of water, clean water, preferably mineral water, and you don't have your house paid off, and you have all these loans and all these credit cards, you have a light bill. For example, we don't have a light bill. We don't have a water bill. We do spend money for the time being on food because we're not as developed agriculturally as we would like, but we're going to get there. We're getting there.
We don't owe anything to any financial system.
Right. We don't have loans. We don't have mortgages. We don't have credit cards. We don't have a light bill. We don't have a water bill. Pretty soon, we're not going to have a gas bill, which is the only thing that we use right now for cooking. We're going to build a biogas generator, which uses the scraps of food and other things to create methane gas, and you use that gas to, use it for cooking in your stove or whatnot. So these are the things, and we're looking for, besides our solar energy that we have right now, I've had for quite a while now, we're looking for other forms of renewable energy, sustainable energy. We have quite a few ideas that my brother and I and Caterina were toying with. Mm-hmm. So that was the issue this morning, is that people are not paying attention. Money is not real, people. If you don't understand that, and I say understand because understand requires a deeper thought process, deeper meditation to understand something, not understand. So money is not real. It's not in nature. It was something invented by men to manipulate, to control, and to enslave humanity. It is not there for convenience, for your convenience. It is there to block you from having access to the resources that the universe provides to us freely. Think about it. You're paying for water. You're paying for electricity. You're paying to do things that you're supposed to be able to do freely. And people don't catch on. This is a program that is being run, has been being run for a long time. And it's time to wake up. I mean, it's way past the time to wake up.
Yeah.
So if you have what they call money, which is nothing more than just paper, that's all it is, paper. And it's not even money. It's a Federal Reserve note, which that's another subject that we can get into. We're not going to right now. It's a Federal Reserve note. If you look at the legal definition of a note in legal terms, legalese, which is another subject that we would have to completely get into separately. A note is a promise to pay. In other words, it's debt. So you don't have money in the bank, people. That stuff that you have in your pocket is just paper. The only reason it has value is because we have agreed to give it value, but it's not yours. It belongs to the Federal Reserve Bank, which, by the way, is not a government bank. It is a privately owned central bank, which our Constitution prohibits from having. You cannot have a central bank. But anyway, that's another subject too that we can get into, and it'll take a couple of hours to explain it. In the meantime, you can look up the book, The Creature from Jekyll Isle, or Jekyll Island, and you can look up the book Modern Money Mechanics, so you can understand what money is. It's not what you think it is. If you look at that Federal Reserve note, it has a couple of signatures on there. It has numbers all over the place. And if you don't understand what you're looking at, then you don't know what it is. Okay. So anything that you have purchased with those Federal Reserve notes, which we have too, the shirt the other day, I went and purchased it. Even though we're trying to get away from money, we're not at that point yet. But we will be forced into it because what's coming down the pike is cryptocurrency, which is going to be even more control. I'm a personal lover of this fake money in cash form, okay? Because there's very little ways that they can track you when you use cash, and that's why they're trying to do away with cash. So if you still have that money in the bank and you're just hoarding it because you think that it has some type of value or that it's going to maintain that value, you're not paying attention. Banks are closing. They're going under. This is not the first time this happens. You can remember back, I don't know what year it was, the Lehman Brothers with that big scandal where the government bailed out the banks with your taxpayer money, which you're not supposed to be paying taxes anyway. But that's another subject that we can get into.
This is just a test live.
Yes.
So we'll come back with all the different topics.
It's a deep rabbit hole, people. Deep rabbit hole, and the subjects, they're all connected. The public schooling system is the main culprit of why we are in this mess that we're in, this matrix that we're in, because public schools are just huge daycare centers to indoctrinate your children or our children. I woke mine up. I did my job. I woke them up. Yes, they did go to public school for a while, but they know what's going on. So if you still have that money and you're hoarding it for whatever reason, because you just like it, it's a deep program that's running, and you're not taking that money out of the bank and you're using it to buy either land or equipment. If you do have a piece of land, you're not buying equipment to toil the land so that you can cultivate your own foods. If you're not using that money to buy materials, if you don't have recyclable materials, we try to use recycled materials all the time instead of purchasing or buying, because we're helping Mother Earth, right? Not continuing to use its resources unnecessarily. If you're not using that money for those purposes, then you're going to be hurting here pretty soon. I don't know. We don't know when it's going to happen because these people, obviously, they're the gatekeepers of information. And they have all the time in the world to toy around with us. And whatever you see if you watch TV, we don't watch TV, but if you watch TV, they're programming you. That's why it's called TV programs.
Yep.
They're programming you.
And they're also programming our kids in the school system, keeping them ignorant and in that state of slavery, teaching them to be slaves of the system. Exactly.
If you don't believe what I'm saying about the public school system, or what we're saying about the public school system, look up who Horace Mann was. Look up the book by Charlotte Iserbyt. It's called The Deliberate Dumbing Down of America. Or you can look up John Gatto. He's a school teacher for about 30 years, and he's telling people, get your kids out of school yesterday. Okay. So that's what that live was about, and that's what we're doing here. We did it in Spanish, we're doing it in English here. And just letting you know that if you want to be sovereign, you should have been moving in that direction. I've been moving in this direction that I'm in right now for over 15 years, people. I saw the writing on the wall. That's why this video, I put that title, The Writing on the Wall, a long time ago. And people were calling me crazy and, wearing what do you call it, a tinfoil hat?
Yeah, tinfoil hat, or
right.
Conspiracy theorist.
Conspiracy theorist. But it wasn't, because I went through a lot of stuff. I was I was incarcerated for a while for standing up for my rights. The bank stole what I thought was my house until I woke up. And if you have a mortgage, I got news for you. That's not your house. It's the bank's house and you're a tenant. So you might as well be renting because that's not your house. So you want to look up your mortgage papers and it'll say it there. You are a tenant.
Mm-hmm. And even if you do have your house paid off, you're still paying property taxes forever. So
it's never yours. There is a way to do it. It's called.
There's another.
Yeah, that's another subject. It's called a loyal title, right? But there's a lot of subjects to touch on to be able to get to the point where you're regaining your sovereignty. We are born kings. We're just bamboozled from the get-go, from the moment we pop out of our mother's womb, which, by the way, is where the word woman comes from, womb, right? But we are sovereigns, and we just don't know it. And that's what we're here to do, to share knowledge, to see if we can inspire others to do the same thing. Not necessarily the same thing we're doing. That's up to each individual to determine what is it that they want to do with their lives. But we for sure checked out of this system a long time ago. We got a couple of more hurdles, maybe a few more hurdles to go over before we can truly say that we're done completely. And it's well worth it. We're working for ourselves. We don't work for the man.
Yep.
We don't pay taxes because taxes are voluntary, whether you want to believe that or not. You should look into that. A good place to go to before we let you go, unless Katarina has anything else to say, is freedomschool.com. Freedom, put a hyphen in there because if not, you're not going to find it. It's freedom-school.com. That website will blow your mind.
Yep.
A lot of good information there about the straw man, about the unconstitutionality of a driver's license or of registering your automobile with the state or any property for that matter, of obtaining licenses, a license, the legal definition. This is legalese, but that's another subject, is permission to do something that is otherwise illegal. Okay, that's what a license is. You can look it up in Black's Law Dictionary. But anyway, we just wanted to, it's about 25, going to go on 25 minutes. We just wanted to test this out. And if you like what we're talking about, if it intrigues you, if it annoys you, give it a like and just give us a chance to provide information in our future lives, provide evidence of what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. And
leave us a comment.
Leave us a comment.
We'll definitely read them and get back to you. And if you like what you hear so far, please subscribe and look us up also on Facebook. And what else?
We got a channel on Telegram. Mm-hmm. It's in Spanish. The title is Escuela Boricuas Soberanos for the Spanish-speaking people. For the English-speaking, if you want to go up there, there's a lot of information there. That I created that channel as a place where you can go to find information on how to stand up for your rights. This was during the whole pandemic thing. The pandemic thing, which affected us all. And I got to watch what I say here. Anyway, it was created to help people stand up for their rights. That's what we're about. We're activists. We acknowledge and we accept that we have rights and that the government is beneath us. They're public servants. They're supposed to be public servants. But we know that the United States is a federal corporation, which is another subject we won't get into right now because it's a long subject. But if you're so inclined to find out about why it's a federal corporation and how that happened, well, look up the Act of 1871 and you'll see what the United States is. Okay. And there's two constitutions. There's the Constitution of the United States, and then there's the Constitution for the United States of America. So all these things, if they intrigue you, just keep coming back here every once in a while. We're going to try to get more active on the channel.
Well, now that we know that we can do it live,
Right.
we're going to be uploading more often, and now we'll be touching all the different subjects, and you already know what we're all about over here.
Yeah, we'll be talking about natural law in particular. I believe that's our calling, is to talk about natural law. It may not be what you think it is. It's not the law of the jungle. It's the law. It's the law that's above all other statutes and even common law.
Mhm.
We'll be talking about that as well. Common law, natural law, admiralty law. Some good stuff.
Mhm.
So thanks for tuning in. If you can give a like, if you can subscribe, we need subscribers.
Mhm. And definitely check out the description of the channel. There's some info on there, and also the links to our Facebook channels for the Spanish-speaking people. We do a lot of live videos on there. Sometimes we do English lives, not often. I guess we should try and alternate with that.
Yeah, I think what we'll be doing is doing the Spanish lives on Facebook, because we have, a community. We call it a tribe in Puerto Rico. And then what we'll do is what we're doing now. We'll come back here to YouTube and we'll do the same live, but in English. That way we can hit both audiences. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. And like I said, please subscribe, like, share, give us feedback so we can. This is new for us. I mean, well, we've been doing lives on Facebook, but this is the first time that we're doing on YouTube.
Yeah.
We have to be very careful about how we say, what language we use here. We already got how many strikes? 1?
Yes, we got two videos deleted.
Yeah, they deleted 2 videos from our channel.
Yeah.
But we'll try to get around that. I don't know how, but we'll try.
And apparently something about the notification bell. That way you can be notified when we do go live. So hit that notification bell also. Yes.
So people have a good night, good day, wherever you're at.
Wherever you find yourself at. We're in cold tri-state area right now.
It's snowing today.
For the time being, not for long.
So may the force be with you.
Yep. Stay healthy.
Wholeness and balanced vibration. Those are the greetings that we give. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.